Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! In this video, let's look at my Marvel Legends Nth Man, the Ultimate Ninja. It's a Kitbash made from Marvel Legends Longshot with a few modifications. So let's talk about Nth Man on TAKTAK Toys with Film. Now I know what you might be thinking. Who is he? What is he? Where did he come from? To quote the reporter from RoboCop. Well, we're going to get into that. So yeah, this is my Marvel Legends Marvel Legends Nth Man made on the Longshot body. And welcome back to TAKTAK Toys, your home of movie-based 1/12 scale action figures, G.I. Joe Classified, Operation Monster Force, Valaverse Action Force, and customs of my own design. Here's Larry Hama's artwork for Nth Man. So let's talk about Nth Man. Who is Nth Man? So Larry Hama had a lot of creative influence over certain characters, such as like Bucky O'Hare, Rage from the New Warriors and Avengers, of course the G.I. Joe comics, and Nth Man, which was kind of what Larry Hama wanted to do, combining a mutant like X-Men with G.I. Joe, but not in the main Marvel Universe. This video is not for kids, so let's talk about it a bit more. Yeah, as I say, it wasn't in the main Marvel Universe, which is probably to Nth Man's detriment. Welcome back to TAKTAK Toys with Film. So yeah, it was the 1980s. Larry Hama wanted to make a comic. He initially, I guess, wanted to include the character in the main Marvel Universe, 616 Universe, but for whatever reason, Marvel decided not to do that. So it was a separate alternate reality. Essentially, it's probably best to compare it. It's a bit like a mix of G.I. Joe and Akira, the manga or anime Akira. Basically, the storyline, the premise is a child with psychic powers destroys all the nuclear weapons in the world. He gets taken in by the CIA, becomes a CIA operative. That leads to a conventional war between the United States and America. His childhood friend, who he's killed, he manifests a psychic projection of his childhood friend, who is basically the Nth Man. Is called John Doe, grows up to become the Nth Man. The Nth Man has mutant abilities such as reality warping powers, like on a small scale. So it's a bit like mixing Snake Eyes with Franklin Richards, essentially, or maybe Jean Grey, something like that. Here's again some Larry Hama artwork of the character. So the character was shown as bare-chested quite a lot, as you can see here. This is Nth Man. Yeah, he was the ultimate ninja. So he was sort of, bizarre as it sounds, he was a manifestation of a child with like Franklin Richards abilities, reality warping abilities. He was brought back to life. He began work as a spy, or like the US equivalent of the Black Widow for the US government in a Third World War against Russia. So you can see a lot of Cold War influences from the 1980s in this comic. But yeah, I mean, it would have been, I think it would have worked really well in the main Marvel Universe, having him as a kind of operative, you know, like essentially it's like X-Force, really, like the equivalent of X-Force. He's a kind of, you know, Black Ops agent who would have been a mutant. You know, he might have met up with the X-Men. In fact, there is kind of stories where to do with the main Marvel Universe in Nth Man, but it's so complicated it's not worth getting into. Here he is with his Russian counterpart. So he's a bit like, I guess, mixing Black Widow, Franklin Richards and Snake Eyes. That's probably the best way of describing him. But it's very like, you know, there's elements of like Akira, children with psychic powers. In fact, this was the issue that I first got into Nth Man. I remember reading this issue, number 15. It had very Mad Max post-apocalyptic vibes. So, yeah, there was kind of a character that Nth Man was sent to take on, who had kind of Mad Max feel about him, as the front cover shows there. Here's my Nth Man next to VHS Spider-Man. So as you can see here, my Nth Man is kind of like sort of creative liberties. It's loosely inspired on the artwork of Larry Hama. What I've done essentially is I cut Longshot's hair off, resculpted it, painted it grey, repainted his skin, repainted the face, repainted the bullet bandolier. Everything else is as it is. It's all Longshot body, not painted at all. So it's more of a Kitbash rather than a full custom. But as you can see, he's a Marvel Legend and he scales pretty well with VHS Spider-Man. Yeah, and you know, I wanted to do something that was Larry Hama inspired, because obviously I'm a G.I. Joe Classified collector, but yeah, with a kind of Marvel Legends flavour. So this is my Nth Man. Now, yeah, I think Nth Man, it's a shame Nth Man didn't kind of continue as a success, because I think it could have been a really cool idea. Obviously there's characters like Cable, you know, there's characters like in X-Force, Rob Liefeld's X-Force, who kind of encompass that military feel with a kind of mutant or X-Men theme. but this was kind of Larry Hama's take. Yeah, so yeah, here's some photos of Nth Man on my background, you know, my diorama. Here's Nth Man taking on some Python Patrol bats. But yeah, this is in essence what Nth Man sort of was. Like I say, it was kind of a Larry Hama's sort of take on the X-Men, essentially, or on a character that was a mutant who could be in the X-Men. Yeah, I'd like to have seen it done better. I'd like to maybe who knows? I mean, I doubt we'll get an Nth Man Marvel Legend, but you never know. Never say never. So here he is posed up next to some G.I. Joe classified characters. As you can see, and he's posed very well. Let's have a look at the articulation. So first off, let's get his knives and swords out of his hand. So the head does look up and down. It's a little bit stiff because yeah, I sort of painted the sealant on. So arms go out to T-pose. You've got full shoulder rotation, double jointed elbows, full wrist rotation there, as you can expect on the Longshot body. Yeah, same on the other side, of course. You've got the T-pose, double jointed elbows. Yeah, as you can see in use there. You've got the full wrist rotation in 360-degree motion. You've got the ab crunch, of course. You've got the waist swivel that goes in a 360-degree motion. As I say, I painted the bandolier, painted the hair. He's got the thigh cuts. There we go. Yeah, double jointed knees, boot cuts, yeah, as you can see there, and ankle rockers. Yep, there you go. And of course he comes with a silencer, a pistol with a silencer, a sword, and a knife. So that's the ultimate ninja in action. There you go, with, yeah, boot cut and thigh cuts. Now I know my version, when you see him again, he sort of ended up somehow, it wasn't intentional, but he's ended up looking like some kind of love child between Michael Jackson and David Bowie's character from Labyrinth. I don't know why that's happened, I don't know how. I kind of wanted it to look more like Nth Man from the Larry Hama comics, but there you go. When you see the face sculpt again, you'll probably see it. Yeah, there you go. See, I don't know what it is. I cut all Longshot's hair off, resculpted it with milliput, painted everything white there, painted his hair white, painted his face white. Didn't paint anything else. Here's his silencer that he comes with, as you can see. Yep, his silenced pistol. That's a Valaverse weapon that I've added there. And yep, there we go. And yeah, like I say, he comes with a sword from the movie Storm Shadow, classified movie Storm Shadow, and a knife that was part of, yeah, Longshot's kind of arsenal. I did take Longshot's hands out, by the way, because he's got the 3 hands, and I wanted, yeah, my Nth Man to have like human hands. So I used a pair of Valaverse hands, heated them up with a hairdryer, and stuck them into his wrists. So he's got, so that's basically all I did, is a Kitbash basically. It's everything's as you know, everything's Longshot apart from the hands, which are a Valaverse character. So it's not really a full custom because I've only painted the head, painted the neck, the face, obviously the bandolier, and the hands are Valaverse hands. But yeah, this is my yeah, my Nth Man, who he sort of looks like Michael Jackson meets David Bowie from Labyrinth. Not intentional, but there we go. So there you go. You can get a better look at the face. See what you think. Do you draw any comparisons like that? But yeah, he's the Nth Man on my shelf. Don't know whether we'll ever get a Marvel Legends Nth Man. But if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Feel free to comment and subscribe. Have you read Nth Man? Are you aware of it? Let me know in the comments below. And here's some comparisons. So here's Nth Man next to G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes. So as you can see, Marvel Legends Longshot, which is the base body that Nth Man is based on, scales really well with G.I. Joe classified. They would do, they're both 2 lines from Hasbro. So there we go. But the Ultimate Ninja meets the yeah, the Ninja from the G.I. Joe universe. Of course, Storm Shadow being the other one. But yeah, they look like they shop at the same tailor, don't they? All dressed in black there. And let's do a comparison with Marvel. So we've got here Nth Man next to VHS, not 97 actually, but VHS Wolverine. This is the one with the cell shading. So there you go. So yeah, Jim Lee, of course, Jim Lee artwork for the X-Men. But yeah, that's a comparison with Marvel. So I would have actually, like I said, I would have liked to really seen Nth Man take off in the Marvel universe or do well. I think it got cancelled after like only a handful of issues, like 16 issues or something like that. But yeah, it would have been a character that would have been quite cool if he'd been sort of joining the main Marvel universe. There is a story where there's kind of a crossover of sorts. Here's Nth Man next to G.I. Joe classified Bazooka. This is obviously the main Bazooka. So there you go. Bazooka in his main look. So again, scales really well with G.I. Joe classified, as you'd expect. Yeah, so I really like Larry Hama's kind of creations. I mean, I'm a big fan of the modern G.I. Joe comics from Skybound that come out at the minute, which Larry Hama's got a part in. I really wanted to do a custom that paid tribute to another Larry Hama creation that was, you know, not G.I. Joe, but could fit in that universe, because essentially Nth Man comes from an alternate Marvel universe where the United States and Russia have gone to war in a Third World War, but with conventional weapons because of the situation where nuclear weapons have been destroyed by this psychic child. So let's do a comparison again with Marvel. Here he is. Here's Nth Man next to Jean Grey. I know I was saying before that Nth Man is a mutant who's kind of got reality warping powers to near people around him. So in essence, it's like a small-scale Franklin Richards. It's like mixing Snake Eyes with Franklin Richards. But here he is next to Jean Grey and Scott Summers' Cyclops, both VHS X-Men versions. So this is what it would look like, Larry Hama, if you're watching. If you had Nth Man next to the X-Men, you know, here you go. I've brought it to reality in action figure form, but this is what it would look like. So yeah, I really like Longshot body. By the way, I think it's quite a nice modern looking Marvel Legend. So what did I removed the star on Longshot's chest, sculpted over with some milliput, like my own kind of little sort of chest plate, sculpted on a piece of armor on one of his shoulders, because I had a bit of milliput left over, re-sculpted all the hair, and just painted the bandolier black, the bullet bandolier black, and everything else is unpainted really. The hands, like I say, are Valaverse hands that I've just heated up and slotted into the wrist pegs. And again, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Feel free to comment and subscribe. And talking to Marvel Legends, for all the latest Marvel Legends news, reviews and live streams, you can of course check out Dan Who Reviews. Feel free to check out Legends and Liquor every 2 weeks on a Sunday. You can of course check out Turtles and Tea with Dan and Tanner. And feel free to check out Joe's and Juice with Dan, Mini Plastic Multiverse Tom, and myself, talking all the latest G.I. Joe classified reveals. We have done a top 10 of 2023. We're probably going to have loads of Joe's and Juice live streams in 2024, so stay tuned for all that. And of course, for action figure reviews in the UK, you can of course check out Jay's Toy Collection UK. I'll put a link to his latest video in the comments below, so feel free to enjoy that. You can check out all his videos, like I say. Feel free to check out Justin Collects. He's done a review on the Terminator Mafex, the Mafex T2 Terminator. A really good fun review, so I'll put a link to that in the comments below. And you can of course check out Miguel and the Wolfpack Toy Review. I believe one of his latest videos is on the Jada Toys Ken from Street Fighter 2. I think he must have hunted it down at a Target near where he lives, or Walmart, but probably a Target near where he lives. So again, I'll put a link to that video in the comments below. Feel free to check out Big Wheel Pixels and Plastic for action figure reviews in Ireland. You can of course check out Brian's action figure reviews. Feel free to check out Robo from Robo Don't Know, formerly of course of the Whoosh. He now does a weekly episode every Saturday on his channel, Robo Don't Know. So you can of course check that out. Feel free to check out Why So Serious Toys, and again I'll put links to all these YouTube channels in the comments below. You can of course check out Austin, the Hero of Collectors, and feel free to check out Trevor, the 1/6 shooter, for all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions and more. Yeah, so Trevor does a lot of photography for the Four Horsemen. So again, yeah, you can check out his YouTube channel for all the latest news on Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions and more. Check out Cypher Sigma for toy pickups and also film reviews. So yeah, you can check out his YouTube channel. For all the latest pop music covers and music of his own sort of creation, you can check out Elson Official Music. For toy photography tips and tricks, you can check out Photo Dave and Toy Pics. Feel free to check out Z-Man 12-Bat. Yeah, on his YouTube channel, so Agent Z-Man. And you can of course check out AC Toy Design, who does all sorts of custom action figures, and he's got a Patreon you can support if you like as well. So yeah, feel free to check out his YouTube channel. And I learned a lot about customizing from lots of different places, but AC Toy Design was one of the places that I got to see about sculpting. I mean, my sculpting's not the greatest. I'm still sort of getting to grips with things. Feel free to check out Dante and the Infinity Equation. And you can, of course, check out the 3POA podcast. So, again, links for all these YouTube channels are in the comments below. And let's get back to some comparisons with the Nth Man, shall we? So, first off, let's have a look at Nth Man and Firefly from G.I. Joe Classified. So this is the more retro Firefly, the more sort of, you know, classic looking Firefly. I got my copy from Comics and Cocktails at MCM London. But yeah, Of course, there's the Cobra Island version, which is like the one on my shelf, the one on my display. He's going to fall over in a minute. Yeah, the lighting's obviously too much for poor old Firefly. So let's get him up. Let's stand him up again. Yep, there we go. But yeah, here's Nth Man next to Firefly. And as you can see the face sculpt a bit closer on my Nth Man, you can probably see the Michael Jackson sort of likeness there. Don't know how that happened, but maybe it's the cheekbones or something. I don't know. But here's my Nth Man next to Blade. So this is Marvel Legends Blade. Yep. They obviously shop at the same tailor as well, all decked out in black. But yeah, as you can see here, they're both two Marvel Legends, obviously. But like I say, I wanted to get a Marvel Legend that I could pay tribute to Larry Hama. I didn't actually realise until I was researching Nth Man a bit that Larry Hama had a hand in so many sort of characters, including Bucky O'Hare, the creation of Bucky O'Hare, which is, yeah, quite interesting. But I always knew him from G.I. Joe comics and that kind of thing. I believe he's a veteran himself. But yeah, my Nth Man, like I say, Nth Man's sort of drawn a lot with a bare chest. He is sometimes shown in a full body suit, and that's my tribute to him. And if you're looking for places to pre-order and purchase action figures, you can of course check out Blue Owl Collectibles, launching very soon. Yeah, one of the new stores here in the UK. You can of course check out Comics and Cocktails. Feel free to check out stateside. Moving to stateside, you can of course check out Invincible Toys and their futuristic combat soldiers on Big Bad Toy Store, and their Fist Toys soon to be released. Lines both soon to be released. So yeah, check out Big Bad Toy Store for that. For all your Action Force needs, you can check out Valaverse.com with international shipping, and Series 4 at the time of this video has gone up for pre-order. I believe it's even in stock. So you can order that from actionforce.com. And of course the Vanguard's gone up for pre-order. Feel free to check out the whole shebang. You can of course check out Kapow Toys. Yeah, so another great place to pick up all your G.I. Joe classified on import, as well as the whole shebang. Yeah, and props and replicas and places like that. So you can check out all the cool stuff. Feel free to check out Star Action Figures. And you can of course check out Gobsmack Comics. And I was speaking about props and replicas a moment ago, wasn't I? You can check out props and replicas. And again, I'll put a link to all these excellent UK independent retailers in the comments below. So there's props and replicas. And yeah, you can pick up G.I. Joe classified on import from props and replicas, as well as the whole shebang. And another place you can pick them up is In Demand Toys, of course. So again, links for all these UK independent retailers, and of course Valaverse.com and Invincible Toys on Big Bad Toy Store in the comments below. And here's Nth Man next to Profit Director Destro. I always call him Pimp Daddy Destro. Took the sunglasses from this Destro and put them on my Chuckles, because the sunglasses were quite sturdy, so I gave Chuckles these sunglasses. But as you can see, my Nth Man measures up really well with G.I. Joe classified, and yeah, so that's how they scale up together. But as you'd expect, two lines from Hasbro, that's what you expect. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping this video has inspired you maybe to look at making your own Kitbash, maybe reading some Nth Man comics, maybe learning a bit more about Nth Man on Google, anything like that. And here is Nth Man next to Thanos. So this is Marvel Legends Thanos. This is a great Thanos, by the way, isn't it? Very classic looking Thanos. Really, you know, captures that sort of Ron Lim artwork from the 80s and 90s of Thanos. And again, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. And feel free to comment and subscribe. And let's carry on with the comparison, shall we? Just for something different. Let's compare Nth Man next to a McFarlane Toys Spawn. So this is from his Spawn line in lemon yellow by the looks of things. But yeah, here's Nth Man next to Spawn. I do quite like the McFarlane Toys Spawn line myself. I've cherry picked a few characters here and there. Let me know if you've got any sort of Spawn or McFarlane Toys in your collection. McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse at the minute is going through a bit of controversy, aren't they, with that Crisis on Infinite Earths wave with the price tags. But yeah, regardless of that, you know, let me know what you've got in your collection in the comments below. So here is a Marvel Legend, which is obviously 1/12 scale, next to it what's technically a 1/10 scale character. And, you know, just for something different, let's put in Masterverse, Beastman Masterverse, next to my Nth Man. Again, credit, of course, to Dan, who reviews. He was my Secret Santa and got me this on as Secret Santa, and I absolutely love it. It's an absolutely great figure. So thanks again, Dan. Yeah. So here's our Masterverse figure, which is probably 1/10 scale, measures with my Nth Man. And finally, let's have a look at Mafex the Terminator, battle damaged head sculpt there, and next to my Nth Man. So, you know, two warriors in getting ready for battle. But yeah, that's kind of how a Mafex figure, which is maybe more true 1/12 scale, measures with my Nth Man Kitbash. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, you know, maybe this is probably one of the easiest ways. If you've never done customizing, this is one of the easiest ways to get into customizing, because literally all I did here was repainted the neck, repainted the head, sculpted the hair. Obviously that's probably a bit more advanced. Repainted the bandolier, and I did nothing else. You know, everything else on Longshot is exact. Oh, obviously removed the star on his chest, kind of sculpted a chest piece and sculpted a little shoulder pad. But you know, it's very simple. It's just a Kitbash, not a full-on custom. When I'd like to do customs, I like to repaint everything. There is a video on my channel. You can see a full, you know, how I do all the steps on how I do my customs. It's for one of my G.I. Joe classified characters. I forget which one. Beast Mode, I think it is. Yeah, Beast Mode. If you check that video out, it gives you all the steps on how I do a full custom. But this is just a Kitbash, just a simple very Kitbash. Sometimes you don't have to do all the steps when customizing, but here's when I did do all the steps on customizing. This is my Brushfire G.I. Joe classified custom Brushfire character, hanging out with Spider-Man, as you can see here. So I did a full repaint. It's essentially G.I. Joe classified Barbecue, but I've done a full repaint of Barbecue to create the new character Brushfire. And again, the link for that video is in the comments below. So thanks of course for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Your support makes all these videos possible. And until next time, you know, have a go at customizing if you want yourself, but enjoy those flicks and figs.